I hope we're 5x5, man, because it's been acting pretty bad. I don't know why. We're going to find out, aren't we? Yeah, I didn't kill the stream. It wants me to rest. Maybe it does. Maybe it does. Okay, well, as you can see, I've been taking pictures of the same thing that we took pictures of before. Yeah. Oh, look at that. See the modeling now in there? You can see it very clearly. That's beautiful. Okay, let's save it before the stream dies. Okay. It says we're still live. Hey, Michael. Okay. There we go. Look at that. Beautiful, beautiful galaxy. I mean, it's worth it. It's worth it when you watch the beauty of the galaxy come through. This will be the last one on this one, then we'll move on. We get 50 images. I don't think I forgot anything. I did find a setting that I had changed, and I changed it back. So we're going to see if that affects anything. Dizzy Lizzies, hey, how you doing? Okay. Okay, so this galaxy then, the Sunflower Galaxy, is done. We saved the last one, and it's out there. And what we'll do is we'll come back to our low light mode. And now we'll come back to our star object here, and let me take a look at the croc's eye for a minute. I don't think I wanted to take one because this one wasn't that exciting. Sorry. Yeah, I'll go for the gusto. We're gonna go for the whirlpool again and do that one because it's right nearby. We should see it. There it is, right there. And there's the satellite galaxy. Let's see if we can get that down in here. Thank you, Bob, for putting in the link. Hey, Donald, yeah, I know, huh? Deja vu. Yeah, don't remind me. I'm aware that it's the third time we tried. Let's do this. Let's get our stars and let's grab our... We have a star there? You must think we do. No, I don't like that. So we're going to say stop. We're going to grab this guy. Yeah, that's a perfect star. Okay, that's a good guide star. Okay, so now we're guiding. You know, Bob, I could always depend on you for putting up our links. That's really kind of you. Thank you. How about a mulligan tomorrow? Ay, ay, ay. Yeah, I have a radio show Sunday to do too from 8 to 10. I wonder if that one's going to work. I think it will. Hopefully this stream will keep going. I changed the setting that may have made a difference. I don't know. Okay, let's come in here and let's do a 45-second photo here. This one will work great because we have a good guide star. So let's come out of low light and go into deep space mode. Yay. Live from New York, it's Friday Night Live. Yeah, that's right. Well, we do a stream every Friday night. And as the summer approaches, it'll have to be a little bit later each night. But that's only because the sky stays lighter out in Arizona. I'm in Connecticut. So in the heart of the summer, we won't start until near midnight in like August and so forth. Believe it or not. All right, let's see what we got for our first shot. This is the Whirlpool Galaxy. And boom. Ah, my gosh. That's a beautiful, beautiful galaxy. Now, we are zoomed in a little bit. Here's the actual full frame size of it right there. We can fit the height, and so it fits the entire field. Yeah. Louise Papercraft, how are you? Aw, thank you, Louise. Well, thank you very much. So, you notice this broad curve. There's a lot of data in this galaxy, so there's a lot of information hidden here. Oh, and that's no good. So, I'm going to have to do the alignment of the frames and start again. We had the wind blowing us around. I was prematurely trying to get away from having to use the alignment, but it's not calm enough yet out there. The telescope's sticking up like a flag. The slightest wind will blow it around. Yeah. See, that looks better. And let's make sure that we can align the frames here. I don't know why we wouldn't be able to. Okay, let's wait it out and see what we get. And what's going on with that? Why is that not working? Why is it saying it couldn't align? Why couldn't it align? Okay, I don't get why that's... Do I lower the threshold? Raise the signal low limit? I'm not sure. Well, whatever I did, I got another frame. So I think I got it aligning. So let's do this alignment again. And let's see if... well, it didn't do it, did it? Why is that? I don't get it. I'll have to talk to Robin about this. He's the one that wrote the program. Let one more come through. See, I don't know if we got wind out there. That's the problem. If we have wind, this could be an issue. Yeah, crap. I'm not sure. Let me increase that. Trying things. While we're waiting, let's find this guy, lock him in. Oh, it's pointing at the other galaxy, okay. Oh, target name. There we go. Didn't move the line. I believe that's what's causing it. So why is that? Yeah, could not align. Why? Why couldn't it calculate the alignment? You got it right here. Okay, well, I'm gonna go like this. I'm trying not to do any of it, and let's see if it works. This should just go to 3. It didn't. Yes, it did. Okay. Now let's color correct. Let's bring this up to curve here. Darken the background. Oh, look at that. Wow. Look at that. All right, so this, we're going to bring this down to kind of lower the noise a little bit. I think enhancements I could turn off too. Well, actually, I'll leave that on. I like seeing the extra detail. I think our guider's doing okay. Yeah, we got a good star, so this will work fine. Nicole says this is very nice. Nicola says this is very nice. Thank you, Nicola. Look at this beautiful, dragged out portion of the spiral arm that was probably in this galaxy. In fact, let's do this. Let's lower that down, and let's make this like this, full screen. Look at that. We've stacked 5 here. We can actually let's do this. We're gonna drag this white level down a little more to make this a little bit more beautiful. Nice. And now we'll save it before we mess it up. This is the Whirlpool Galaxy M51, Mesher 51. Yeah. Stars are nice and round. We have 6 images stacked. What do I mean by stacking, for those that don't know? We take a picture, take a second picture, align it with the first, and just slam it on top. And just make an image sandwich. That image sandwich will bring out the faint data, because you keep putting more and more data over itself, the same thing, and it will eventually get rid of the noise in the background. Kathy Messick's back. Hello. Wow. Looks like Bob went prawn fishing. Nice. That's the Whirlpool Galaxy. You got it, Courtney. Now, this is a galaxy in collision. This galaxy here was collided with a second smaller galaxy that came through. And what's interesting is you see how these spiral arms kind of pointed out a little bit. So this is nice and gently round. And this one is like, it's sort of angular. There's a reason for that. That's because as this galaxy collided with this main galaxy, it went like this. If you look at my picture over here, the galaxy's here. Then this second galaxy came through and it bent the spiral arm. Okay, this is the bent spiral arm, which is this guy right here. Okay, it bent that spiral arm down and pulled some of the stars out, so that it ended up making a little bit of point. So that is down, but we don't see that. We just see it like this, and it's only in 2 dimensions. But from the side, we would see it like this. This is that reddish galaxy below, and this is the main galaxy up here. So as it came through, it kind of pulled the galaxy, pulled the stars out and down like this, and pulled the spiral arm. I exaggerate, but so this spiral arm here is warped by this passage of this galaxy through it, and these things here look like they may have been from one of the outer spiral arms of this galaxy being pulled by this new galaxy. So it's possible that this material is now going to join this new galaxy. Isn't that crazy? Or this colliding galaxy, I should say. All right, that's 9. We're going to save it. Save exactly as seen. That's gorgeous. Let's take this and move it down a little bit more. Wow, that's pretty. And let's try pulling it way up. Let's see what we get. Yeah. Very nice. That's very nice. That's very nice. Very nice indeed, eh? It's got a dent in its rim. You're right, Genghis. What's up, brother? Nicola says, this is definitely different from star hopping and looking at faint fuzzies. You know what? That's something that some of you may not understand, but Nicola does. Because what was said there is that when you're looking for things like this, these are faint fuzzies in a telescope. And when you look in the telescope at these things, to get to them, you can't just point the telescope at it. You do star hopping, if you don't have a telescope that knows where to point. But even if it does know where to point, it's not always perfect. Even our telescope, which is very, very well aligned, still has issues because the mechanical structure is not perfect. So when we look at star hopping, we have finder charts, and we see the stars, and we follow a chain of stars. Okay, these 2 to the upper left, these 2 to the lower right, and in between is the galaxy, kind of a thing. And we actually star hop to our galaxies, and then you look not directly at the galaxy, you look to one side. Because when you look to one side, the black and white receptors in your eyes, called the rods, are activated easier, and you will actually pick up more data by looking away from something. It's called averted vision. It's AVERTED, averted vision. And that's how you see more objects in more detail. But if you want to see it just by looking straight at it, well, the way you do it is like we're doing it here. You actually get a hold of an observatory, a good camera, and an astronomer willing to talk you through it. So, neat. Paul's with us. Paul Booker, how you doing? Is there a way to calculate how many light years 2 galaxies are from each other? Absolutely. As a matter of fact, knowing the distance of these two nuclei from each other, we can calculate the minimum distance that they are apart. The minimum distance is when they're directly level with each other, but the other one's probably down lower. So the minimum distance we'll be able to calculate by knowing the distance to this and the separation between them. We can actually calculate how far apart they are. I have a program I wrote to do that, and it works really cool. It looks really cool. We get the size and distance in light years. And Ronald has a question. Before you got dropped the second time. I know. We're still going, right? I think we fixed it. I think I've... Shh, don't say anything. I think I fixed it. Don't say anything. Yeah. Okay. Yes, Nicola, averted vision. You probably know about it, though. Does the camera orientation make a difference in the field of view? Yes, it does. If the camera angle is more of a if the camera field is more of a rectangular angle, then you want to be able to rotate that field. And there's a special device for that called a field rotator. Oh, and we use the idea of a field rotator when we're doing things manually. But if you're doing things automatically like this, then the field rotator would be in what we call the image train. It would be back behind the telescope. You'd have the guider, which we have. You'd have the filter wheel, which we have. Then you have the camera, which we have. But in between those, you're going to have a field rotator, which is going to rotate the field. But that's tricky because it messes up how your telescope moves when you're moving it. So I prefer not to use a field rotator, but that's something that we do have to worry about. Okay, this is deep. We've got this many stacked now. That's about 16 stacked. That's great. We'll save exactly as seen. The Whirlpool Galaxy is, let me see how far away it is. I forget, it's like 40, I think it's 40,000, 40 million. Let's look. That's right, 23 million light years away. Okay, so at this separation, these things are probably going to be about, I'd say, maybe 60,000 light years apart, maybe. I'd have to do the calculation, which I will do when I get done tonight. All right, and so this is all up in the north. This is the Big Dipper right here that we're looking at. There it is. There's the Big Dipper. The Big Dipper is an asterism. It is a pattern of stars we recognize within a bigger pattern of stars. That bigger pattern of stars makes the Great Bear, which is here. Okay, now how did they see a bear in the sky? Don't ask me. I don't know. But we do have to remember, they saw more stars than we did. Okay, let's come back to this for a minute. Let's do one more darkening up and color correction, which is pretty close. As it gets darker, it's looking better. Okay. Wow, look at that. Look at all this other stuff out here. These are all stars. All stars that got ripped out of this galaxy when this one passed through, or ripped out of this galaxy as it passed through. So what if you're on a planet, or on a star that's way out here heading off into deep space? That's just the way it is. Ronald, I thought you were going to go down to Starizona and talk to David Klein, who's at Starizona, about changing the battery in your scope. Did you not do that yet? I see you're saying you're going to be getting your scope in operation. Why isn't it in operation now? Huh? Come on. Answer the question. Where were you on the night of the 22nd? Yeah, look at that. That's beautiful. That's probably one of the better ones we've taken right there. Wow. Really nice. Jason, let's ask, are we able to see the Carina Nebula with that scope? Well, we would be able to, but unfortunately, it's not. We're not further. We're not south enough, so we would not be able to see it from here directly. That's unfortunate, but it's true. All right, let's do one thing. Let's redock this right here. So bring it back. Kaboom. Okay, look at that. Isn't that pretty? Look at that thing. Holy cow. Let's bring this way down. I want to show you. Look at this. Now, when we bring this way down, our noise is much reduced, and we can see the real complexity inside the galaxy. Look at that. All this dust. All right. This galaxy is probably a fertile home for life. I'm thinking that that's true because, I've always said life began in the dark, and it really, really has. It really is. It's just this galaxy lives up to that name. Now, and as many of you know, I live in Connecticut on the other side of the country from this telescope. So right now that telescope is 2,600 miles from me, although I was just there 2 days ago. So it seems freaky to me that I was just standing in that building just a couple days ago. And now I'm all the way across the country again. But I'm going back May 26th to install the wide field system in the new building out there. And I'm going to just get the go-ahead from the people that run the mountain there with all the observatories. And we'll be good. We're free to move in already. They already told us. There we are. Ronald says, were the early astronomers able to separate the two parts? Yeah, they actually saw the two light blobs. But guess what? They didn't know what they were. This galaxy has more, I'd say more character than many. Here's a really, really overdone shot, but pull it back down to where it belongs. Yeah, really something. That's just a beautiful galaxy. And look at all that dust that's being brought down. Holy cow. All right, 23. Let's save it here and move along. Don't worry, the whole picture's saved. It's not just that. So if I click on it, you'll see it. All right. This is what you get. Let me pull it up. All right. That's what you get right there. Look at that, huh? And you can download that for free because we make them for free. How do you get it? skyjoylive.org. You go there, and all of our images that we take are there for free, and there's several years of them up there to see. Jason Luss asked, has the Orion Nebula changed any since Betelgeuse star is acting weird? Not really. Hi, Rodney. Welcome. It hasn't. It's actually Betelgeuse is about 600 light years away. Actually, it's between 500 and 690. We're not quite sure. And the Orion Nebula is 1,500 light years away. Well, 1,340, but who's counting? Light years away. So it's much, much further away. Betelgeuse isn't even part of Orion. And the history of Betelgeuse is great because one thing that's interesting is that Betelgeuse used to be a bright, hot blue star. And that changed when it ran out of hydrogen fuel. And thus it ended up growing into a red supergiant. It's one of the few stars we can actually see the shape when we look at it in the sky with special instrumentation. Cool. Look at that. It's almost like I don't want to leave it, but I know I have to. Okay, there's something else we're going to look at too. I want to grab it. And we're going to close this here and go back to our low light mode and show that to you, because I'm going to do this. All right, now I'm going to do something else. We're going to fit the height of this. And let's go back to our planetarium view. And I'm going to go find the Owl Nebula, because the owl is right nearby. All right, so we're going to head up to the owl. Okay, telescope's moving around. You can see it moving like crazy right there, and it's just about there. And now we're gonna check to see if we're good, or if I have to figure out more. Let's do a 10-second exposure here. Now we got some wind. You can see things moving here. Yes, sirree. All right, so we are just a few short little hops away, and we're gonna get it there. It's probably in the middle now. There it is. This beautiful object is stunning, and I'll tell you why it's so important. Because it represents what our sun is going to do at some point in the future. It is a planetary nebula, the remnant of a once proud star that has lost its, burned through all of its hydrogen fuel, swelled up into a red giant a couple times maybe, and then finally shrunk down, leaving the white dwarf in the center and a nebula that the white dwarf is illuminating on the outside. But don't take my word for it. Why don't we actually go and take a look at our imagery and get us a guide star. There we go. We got a few guide stars in here. All right, let's try this. All right, that's a kind of a good point. Let's see if that works. All right, now what we're going to do is do a 35-second photo of this guy, because we are currently in the process of guiding. Everything's still good. Hey, Kristen, how you doing? Kristen Penprace, and he's asking what the red number is. Which one are you talking about? And boom. Okay, that looks great. Now watch. Let's get rid of the over processing, and now we start to see the data. Now, when and do tell me what you mean by the red number. Unless you're talking, oh, I know what you're talking about. You're talking about this. Okay. All right, this is the actual, this is the size of the star that we're looking at. And we want that number to be small, so it's measuring the width of this line effectively. Okay, that's what it's doing. So this is a planetary nebula, and you'll notice a couple things about it. All right, first of all, it has this bluish star in the middle. These stars here and that star in the middle are possibly all near each other in space. This is not a galaxy. It's not millions of light years away. It's a few light years away. So if we go and look in this right here, It's about 2,025 light years away, okay? Instead of like 200,000 or 2 million, it's just 2,000 light years away. So you'll notice when we look at this, okay, we see it has a greenish blue cast. Well, this greenish blue cast is due to several things. Number one, it's due to oxygen that has been liberated from the envelope the star was made from. And it's also due to the hydrogen gas that you can see fringing here. It's reddish, okay? And if we kind of do this and pull our white level in, you can see the hydrogen a little better, and you can see the separate shells of oxygen in here. This is all the debris and the stuff that the star was made with originally that had been liberated. As the star got itself up into a red supergiant, it would shrink down and puff out and go through what's called a thermal pulse, where it would get hot and pump out stuff and then get cooler and then pump out stuff again. That's in its death throes. And the material that it's expelling is, like I said, what the star is made with. Now, this is going to be a great candidate when we get our spectrograph system in, because we'll be able to look at this very object with one telescope, get a picture like you see here, and then look at it with the other system and show you the actual chemical elements that it's made of. You're going to see oxygen, you're going to see hydrogen, you're going to see other elements in this particular nebula, and they're going to show up on our system, and you're going to see it. It's really cool to see it. So when we look at a star like this, stars that end their existence in this way are stars that are about the mass of our sun. So when it goes up into this red giant, okay, and it pulses and puffs out and does that, it liberates and frees the outer layers which float away from the star, okay? And when it does that, then this stuff on the outside is the gas that it was made of. However, the white dwarf in the middle is what's left after that. That star in the middle shrinks down, and it starts to shrink and shrink and shrink, and it tries to get even smaller, but it can't, because it's held up by the pressure of electrons. Now, when you look at these white dwarfs in the middle of a star like this, they tend to be carbon and oxygen white dwarfs, meaning that they have a lot of carbon and a lot of oxygen in them. Our sun will be similar, and those carbon and oxygen white dwarfs also, because they're so compressed, what happens is the atomic nuclei, okay, long since lost their electrons. The electrons are floating freely in this compressed star. But the problem is you can't put too many electrons smashed together like that. Okay, if you smash them together really hard, then they will become something else. And so if a star's only got a certain amount of mass, it can only be compressed to a certain amount. And that's what we're seeing here. This star compressed to the point where a bunch of the electrons were all compressed and pushed together, all right, and so were the protons, but the electrons are pushed so close together that they push back, and they don't allow the star to be compressed any further. Now, a way to think about it is, you have a checkerboard with all the black and red squares, okay, and you put an electron in one square and one square only, and then when you fill all the squares, you can't put any more electrons in there, and you can't compress that checkerboard anymore. That's the situation going on in this star right now. This one right there in the middle. Okay? Now, what's interesting is that if you could add mass to that white dwarf, then the white dwarf could conceivably shrink again. Excuse me. And it could actually become a neutron star. But this star is way, way, way less mass required. It's literally about the mass of the sun when it was first started. Now this core that we're seeing here is less than 1.4 solar masses. The actual number is called the Chandrasekhar limit. It's 1.44 solar masses, blah blah blah. But if you can, if you have less than 1.44 solar masses as a core, you'll always get a white dwarf. Now, how big is a white dwarf? White dwarfs are about the size of the Earth. Now, this is over 2,000 light years away. Yet you can see the white dwarf. The object in there is the size of the Earth. How can you possibly see that? Is that little tiny round dot the size of the Earth? Absolutely not. It's infinitesimally small. But it's so bright that it's picked up by the camera, and you can see it like this, like that is a little dot. Okay? But that's not at all what it is. It's a much, much smaller object the size of the Earth, but it's so bright and so radiative, so much energy, that it's mostly in the ultraviolet range, and that's just what's needed to cause the gases that it liberated to glow. And so we're seeing that right now. These gases are glowing. All right? Now I'm going to move this down so we can see a little better detail in those outer layers. And you can see how it's thicker in the middle and then sort of thinner on the outside. So we've seen oxygen coming out and then a thicker layer of oxygen coming out as well. Now, you might say, why oxygen and why hydrogen? Okay, well, hydrogen's the red part. Well, oxygen is the third most abundant element in the entire universe. Literally. You have hydrogen, helium, oxygen, and guess what? Carbon. Right? So hydrogen and oxygen stand to reason to be the two main colors you'll see in the universe. Hydrogen glows red predominantly, and oxygen glows teal, blue, green, like you see here. All right? And so that's what happens. Now, the mechanism by which oxygen glows is actually pretty cool. When you have an oxygen atom that's out in the cloud of gas, okay, oxygen's number 8 in the periodic table, so you have all these electrons outside, but 2 of them can get ionized by the ultraviolet radiation, more can, but if 2 of them get ionized, they bounce off the atom for a period of time, okay, and now that means the atom is now missing 2 -1 charges, so the atom's positively charged, and now they finally, when they come back into the atom, okay, they cascade down on very discrete stairs, like stair steps, like going up a staircase. Right? That staircase is what we call the quantum energy levels. And the oxygen electrons predominantly go to, when they're doubly ionized, when there's 2 electrons that have been ionized off the atom, they predominantly go to a place where, as they cascade down, the light they give off, as they give back the energy they absorb to get out, is a teal greenish blue. So the predominant color of oxygen is this color you see right here. All right, that's how that works. It's simpler with hydrogen. Hydrogen has 1 proton, 1 electron, and when the electron is ionized by the white dwarf's energy, the electron goes off the atom, goes bounding out, but when it comes back in, it goes bouncing down those quantum steps I was telling you about, and generally lands at the second step, what we call n, capital N equals 2, the number 2. Well, at that n equals 2 level, when it comes bouncing down, it's giving off energy. When it reaches n equals 2, the predominant light it gives off, you guessed it, red. That's why we see red nebulae and teal blue nebulae as well. Okay, so that is how these things work chemically. Now, there's more going on in here than that. That's sort of a simplified view. Louise, actually, no, that's Lewis, I'm sorry. Lewis says, not big enough to become a neutron star or a black hole. That's correct, absolutely. If this star that was in the middle here had, when all the stuff ejected from it like that, when it had a mass, if it had a mass of about 2 to 2.4 solar masses, then what happens is those electrons can continue to get crushed. And then the electrons get shoved into the protons. Okay? And when that happens, the protons and electrons will create a neutron. That's called neutronization, the making of neutrons. So if they were more massive, it would become a neutron star. And so literally, you have the fundamental particle of the neutron making up most of that star, that remains of the star. Now, they're not undergoing fusion at all. There's no energy generation capability here. This is just latent, leftover heat. See that? How easy is that? All right. So this is cool. We've got 20 of these. We'll save it after I identify it. This is the owl, so we're going to grab it now. All right. Yeah, there we are. And we're going to make this owl nebula. We're going to actually, it's measure 97 actually. We'll set the target name and save it with the annotation so you can download that too to see all the details about it if you want. And then we'll save it to the astronomical FITS format, FITS. And if you want to just get our raw astronomical data, then that's what you do. And then we'll save it as the pretty picture, so then you get this picture just like you see it. That's kind of cool. Autopilot's with us. Hey Otto, how's it going? Nice to see you. Michael Hedrick says, every week its time would be off by 1 minute from its time dilation, right, Mark? You talking about the planetary? Well, under gravitational pull, all right, and gravitational effects, time is changed. Yes, that's true. So awesome, Mark. That what happens for neutronization? Cool. Yeah. When you get electrons slammed into protons at really, really much higher masses, that forms, and there's more that goes on. It makes a neutron and releases some other things called neutrinos and stuff. But no, so this is cool. All right, so that's a really pretty picture. So let's see where this wants to actually go for the adjustment. It's going to go way up there. Look at that. I don't like that. I like to bring it down. So now look, when you come down, you can actually see there's differences in the cloudiness of this. By the way, can you see why it's called the owl? Just cock your head to one side, kind of like mine. And there's the barn owl. There's the eyes. You know? Pretty cool. That's why it's called the owl. We'll save it one more time with 24. Yeah, save exactly as seen. I think I fixed the stream problem, huh? So, third time's the charm. Okay. Alright. So that's good. And now we'll get out of here. I saw a beautiful planetary. That's really pretty. Now, let's grab our low light mode again. See how faint it is? You can't see it normally. In a telescope, it's very, very faint. Okay. That's it, a white dwarf. Alright, so now we're way up at the in the top, up looking straight up. But we got a lot of other things down here, and I gotta check and see if we want to check this out now. I know that we have a cluster here. Jupiter's kind of low right now. Well, 30 degrees. Yeah, I don't want to look at Jupiter tonight. But we do have a beautiful, beautiful near zenith view of the Leo triplet. And I think we should look at it. Now, let's, we haven't looked at this one. Let's look at this guy. Alright, let's zoom in. Alright, now you see that? We got that one. We got that one. Alright, this one here on the right is measure 65. This one's measure 66. You tell me which one you want to look at, guys. 65 or 66? Lock in your votes now. I have a feeling I know which one you're going to want. So I'll just wait for you to tell me. So, Autopilot says 66. That's the one I thought he was going to say. Oh, 65. Uh-oh. Jason. Oh, wait. We got two 66s, 165. Anybody else? Uh-oh. Now that's even. You guys are evenly split. What's the tiebreaker? Oh, 65. Cornucopia. Okay. You know what? That was the tiebreaker. We could vote all night, right? But all right, so this is 65. Get your kicks on Route 65. That's 66. Well, hey, we can change the song, right? Kathy. I know, we finished voting, Kathy. Sorry. But that's okay. We'll actually get to this, too. We're going to do this one now, though. This is part of the Leo triplet. Now, this galaxy is fun. Okay. It's about the same distance, actually, as this one. Okay. This one here is 35 million light years away. This one's similar. A little, actually, further away, I believe. And we can figure it out from the parallax, but I'm not going to do that calculation here. But here, let's just go here. Let's go check this one out. Now the telescope's going to move a little bit because we have to flip around and go look around. There we go. It's not that bad. There it is. Well, how about that? Looks like we got it right there. Let's check. It may not be able to tell us right now. It may not identify if it doesn't know the stars. Yeah, it's we have to do a thingy thing. We have to do a little exposure first. First I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna move us down. And let's see if I go that way. Go that way maybe. There we go. Okay. Now let's come back here and do a exposure. Well, we got two good guide stars. Let's see if it finds one. Let's try that. We're getting votes for both in the chat there. Actually, not the chat, but the thing there. Okay. All right. So there's a nice point. All right, let's try that. Now let's give that a shot. First things first. We're gonna do a 40-second photo of this one. And we're at 250. We're gonna at 250's sensitivity. So you balance the sensitivity with the time exposure. The longer the exposure, the better the noise level. So if I was to make that like a 75-second exposure and do 100 of them, oh, it'd be beautiful. But you don't want to sit through that. And I got you. I'm with you. So let's give this a try. We're gonna try this and go into our low light mode here. And we're going to do 40 seconds. And let's pick up our tracker, make sure it's going. Yep, it's going. Yeah. And this will be measure 65. I didn't know whether you actually did sunrise videos, Ronald. I haven't seen them. Okay, so we're coming up now, just 3 seconds. Let's get the first shot here and see what we got. Oh, there it is. Good call, guys. Look at that. Very nice. Yep. Nice, nice, nice. Look at that spiral arm with the dark lane. That's all dust. Again, That's the place life is made, in those dark recesses of galaxies. What I'll do is, since this is guiding fine, I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to drop this down, and we're going to increase the size and watch, learn, and listen. Ooh, that's fun. Yeah, so let's do a color balance of this. Okay, good, not much. That's nice. Means it's dark enough. This would come way down to get rid of the noise, see? But look what happens. We see no more details when we bring it down low like this. I would also tend to pull this off a little bit. Would tend to bring it more light, but we'll see some of the fainter detail. And then we close those up as we get more and more exposures. Jet Scale Models said both, so we had to vote for both. This is beautiful. I'm going to try something too. I'm going to tell it to do aligning of frames again. I'm going to see if I'm going to get any frames alignment. Because if not, I got to get my alignment settings properly done. Okay, so it aligned with that. That's good. It could also be that it wasn't quite dark enough, because when it's not quite dark enough, it has problems sometimes aligning, because it's doing stuff to the image in the background. All right, Michael Hedrick says, question, did people first discover galaxies using huge telescopes or by using photography with a telescope? Please tell the history. Oh, well, the first real practical telescope was William Herschel. It was a 43-inch telescope that he ran with his sister. I think her name was Claire. I could be wrong. But anyway, they actually discovered a lot of galaxies because you need a big aperture to pull in the light, the faint light from galaxies. If you look at William Herschel's setup, the mirror wasn't the actual mirror. Today we have silvered mirrors, and these mirrors are all really, really precisely ground to like a fraction of a wavelength. And so in his day, they used metal, and they polished the metal so shiny that it reflected light. And it was crude at best, but it worked. Curtis Horns with us, asking if I've been looking at those UFO videos that have been released. Absolutely. In fact, I got 2 calls from A&E today from the producers of the show. I mean, the proof is out there. And we were talking about those very photos and very videos. I've reviewed a number of the videos already. 2 of them look mysterious. 2 of them look like understandable objects to me. So it's pretty cool. I like seeing this release. When he called me today, I was able to spend, I don't know, the first time we talked about 10 minutes. The next time was about 25 minutes, because we're trying to make heads or tails, and he wanted to ask some questions about some of the details of those videos. So neat stuff, and I'm all for the disclosure, and I give credit where credit is due. This president has made that clear. He's produced some disclosure. That's good. They all promise it, but so far, at least so far, he's been the one to deliver the more detail than less detail. And that's a good thing. I don't care who's in office, as long as we get the answers. And so far, it looks like we're getting some. I'm going to pump this up artificially just to see what else is there. Yeah, see all that? You can see that. See that dark rim going all the way around? That's pretty cool. Oh, William Herschel set up Michael. He's asking. He says, William Herschel got it. His setup was just so primitive. The metal called speculum metal would tarnish within minutes, and he always, always, always had to have someone down there polishing the mirror before every observation. Can you imagine that? Having to polish the mirror before every observation. Woohoo! Not a good thing. Not a good thing. I'm going to do this here. Wow, okay. And I'm going to, I got to fit the height, so I'm going to do this. Let me redock this for a minute. Redock that, there we go. And now I'm going to bring this, ride this up the black curve, darken it up, and then bring this in a little. We've got 10 photos. Hey, look at that. Wow. Isn't that cool? That's really pretty, guys. That's a beautiful galaxy. You can see we're looking at it kind of from the side. It's sort of like an angle like this. We can see the top of it. If you turn your head to this way, we're kind of looking down on it. Or up from the bottom, right? There's no up or down. Sally Forth says, thoughts on the upcoming MK Ultra hearing. I feel like it's all connected. I actually, honestly, I'm going to be just plain and honest here. I don't really follow the MK Ultra stuff too closely. I'm too busy trying to make heads or tails of the stuff we can show, and not the stuff like that. It may all be true. I'm not doubting it. MK, I mean, I'm sorry, Tiffany, but it is something that could be a game changer if it could be shown to be true. Nicola asks, how many photos are stacked? Actually, the stack number is right there. Let me show you. Okay, the stack number is right here. See that? Right now we got 13 stacked right now, and you can see this beautiful star forming region inside this galaxy right there. That's pretty cool. That arc right there is a major arc of very, very hot young stars, and those very hot young stars are creating more stars. It's a stellar set of stellar nurseries in there. Probably what's called an OB association. Remember the types of the stars: O, B, A, F, G, K, M, hottest and bluest to coolest and reddest. And so the O's and B stars tend to form together. O's last a very short time, just a few million years, and the B stars last longer, a few more million years. But most of them are destined to be supernovae. And so the galaxies keep producing these in quantity. There are some oddball galaxies that don't do that, yes. But for the most part, they are definitely produced in a lot of these galaxies, and that's one of those regions right there. Yeah, right there. Definitely important. So this is a gorgeous photo, and I'm going to... I'd give us an identifier here. Measure 65. We're going to set the target name. Save the image with annotations. And then we can get out of that. And now we'll save with 15 images. Save exactly as seen. Alright, 15 it is. So now, because I'm just such a right guy, I'm going to do one more. This is the just one more D'Antonio maneuver. And what we're going to do now is we're going to go to this other one, measure 66. So as not to leave anybody behind and get anybody thinking that they were left out. I wouldn't do that to you. Besides, I kind of knew I was going to do this, didn't I? There's 66. So let's bring it up and look at it on Route 66. Okay, we'll center it up. Okay, we'll move it over just a tad. Might have gone the wrong way. I did. There we go. Perfect. Okay. Now let's go back here and let's get rid of our previous stack, and now let's do our previous guide. And we got more stars to guide with here. This is nice, and let's see if we can get them. Grab them. Oh yeah, we got a good one. I've never seen a point that sharp. Look at that. That's a good one. Wow. That's that right at the edge. Okay. All right, so let's do measure 66. And this one will, again, just for the same process, let's do 45 seconds again. All right, and we'll come out of our low light mode and go into our deep sky stacking mode. What do you say to that, guys? Ooh-ah. So I want to thank you guys for coming out tonight. This is a lot of fun. Caroline Herschel, thank you. Michael, I called her Claire. Her name was Caroline. Thank you. I wonder if she got that in real life when people talk to her. Are you Caroline? No, or are you Claire? I did it again. Are you Claire? No, I'm Caroline. Oh. Okay, so we should be guiding fine here. Let's check it out. Oh, look at that. Wow. This one promises to be really pretty too, guys. You guys are smart. Curtis, no problem. You're more than welcome. I will be doing. I actually also left a message for my photo analysis team with MoveOn, and I'm going to be. I asked them to. We should get out in front of this and actually come to a consensus. Look at every single one of these. Write papers and get the information out there and give our view of what we think it might be. And I think that's probably a good idea. Now, once I'm not sick anymore, I will feel up to doing that. Oh, boy. Look at that. Says PhD 2 is no longer guiding, but it is. See, that lies. It lies. You always lie. Oh, look, wind. Wind's blowing it. Excuse me, I did not mute that. I should have. When this comes in, if it's a little bit skewed, if these stars are a little oblong, I will click unstack and remove it. Okay, let's see what we get. And the answer is we're good. Yay. It didn't affect us. Nice. Bright stars are affected worse than the faint stars. Yeah, this galaxy undoubtedly has been suffering from interaction with the other galaxy we just took a picture of. And the difference is, this galaxy is a little different than the previous galaxy, okay? So when we talk about this one, let's go here. All right. This galaxy is what's known as a barred spiral. You notice it looks like it has only two main spiral arms, right? One coming up and down this way, and one going down and up that way. That's because it does. It's got a central nucleus right here, and then there's a bar of stars right here. And that bar of stars literally will generally have two arms off the ends. And that's what we're seeing here. Two spiral arms. Hi, and Sherry, how are you? Immortal Sergeant, good to see you, brother. Good that you made it. Nice to see you here. Oh, Honorable Pilot asked me a question earlier. I'm so sorry, I forgot it. You asked me how often we need to refocus. It depends. It depends on the temperature. It shifts during the night. Right now, the temperature in the building is 26 Celsius. So it's actually pretty nice in there, and that's kind of in the same. So the telescope doesn't need to be refocused. It's temperature that causes that. It's the temperature that causes the refocusing requirement. Yeah, this one here, you can see these beautiful dark lanes and everything in here. Cornucopia? Courtney asked, just like our Milky Way. Yeah, I mean, we have a barred spiral Milky Way as well. But the problem is, we do have more than two spiral arms. So it's a sort of a hybrid. It's a barred spiral, but so it has a bar like that through our nucleus. Okay? But this bar in our galaxy also has other arms sprouting out of it. Okay? And we have the Perseus arm, the Cygnus arm, the Orion spur, we have the Norma arm, the Sagittarius arm. We have a bunch of arms of our galaxy that have been identified. So that's the kind of thing that happens, with galaxies. No one ever does the right thing, it seems. They always have their own minds, and they do their own things. However, I will say this. Most galaxies do seem to have a very supermassive black hole at their center. Now, does that mean they form the galaxies? Maybe. Yeah. Ronald's saying hi to Marianne. Is she here? I didn't see Marianne here. I didn't see her. Marianne's our Chief Financial Officer for our nonprofit. Jim F, hey, how you doing? Yeah, I didn't see Marianne, but maybe she's here and I missed it. Michael Hedrick says, sick minced garlic works every time. Yeah. Wait, just take that minced garlic and you won't think about being sick anymore. Yeah. Autopilot says, my way with the temp swings, I need to refocus every 1 to 2 hours. Yeah. See, in here, what happens is the temperature gradually gets lower. Keep in mind it's dry. So we don't have the humidity coming in and then leaving to kind of dry things out. We don't have that happen. And I see Michael was wanting to tell Marianne something. I don't think she's in. I thought she was earlier, but it's actually 12:39. Look, we got 9 images stacked here. Look at this extra stuff out here. All these stars out here that have kind of left this, just left this galaxy, probably because of interactions with the others. Alright, so let's do this. Let's kind of do this. Let's do a color correction of this more. Look at that. I mean, we did it 45 seconds. It almost was too much. But I'll do this. I'll show you what happens when you... We have what's called very high dynamic range, meaning we can take it all the way down low and peer into the galaxy, or bring it all the way on up to see the really, really faint stuff on the outside, see? So we have the availability to go to all those different levels. We can go even further. Look at that. You can see when we get to here, you can see that there's some, like the other galaxy, we have these really, really high profile OB associations in here, these really hot areas of blue stars. See how that's blue? That's blue. That's the blue stars, young hot stars. They tend to form in the spiral arms. I'm glad I figured out what was wrong with this. I was using a different encoder, and it was screwing me up. It wasn't thunderstorms or anything like that. It was the encoder. So, all on me. What can I say? Let's zoom in a little more. Wow. I have no words. That's really pretty. We do have some wind out there that's doing some things, but it's not bad. Let's try this enhancement. Let's maximize our enhancement. See what that does. Wow, look at that. Look how sharp it makes these spiral arms in here. Look at that. That's cool. Let's do the maximum amount too. Yeah, that's pretty bad. Then we turn it off and you can see what it does. Alright, so that's without it. That's with it. Okay, once again, without it. With it. See? I'd like to bring it back a bit. Aquarius meteor shower, Hein Jerry is saying, is coming up, or is... Okay. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Wow. Okay, we're gonna go to 15, and then we're gonna call it, because I probably should give my voice a rest, huh? But you know me, I can't, you know. Jeez. You guys want to see what's going on? I want to show it to you. You know. I would love to see, you know, if you guys could pass along what we're doing to anybody who doesn't know what we're doing. And let them know that, you know, it's all free, and they download our photos for free from skytourlive.org. Really happy to do that with you guys. I'm really, really excited about this. I guess moving forward, we have another TikTok channel that was just started, and we're getting a lot of lively activity on it, and I'll tell you about it. It's a Sky Tour live stream, a TikTok channel. You'll find two of them out there under me, but the newest one is the Sky Tour live stream channel, not just the Sky Tour channel. So it's pretty good. Ronald says, thank you for your patience on making the stream work. Well, I had to diagnose what was going wrong at my broadcast section over here. And I think I did, so we're good. Look at that. That's beautiful. So if you guys haven't seen it yet, you might want to go check out the Y-Files broadcast of the basement that they do. And that when I did it out in Vegas with them a few weeks ago, there's almost 900,000 views of that appearance. It's really cool. I'm really excited about that. And AJ Gentile and his brother Gino are really, really great hosts, and they take good care of you, so it's really nice. And when you watch it, you'll see two guys that actually wanted to be there and really enjoyed it, and this was a good time. Nicola says, I was lucky. This just showed up on my YouTube page. Boy, am I happy. Oh, thanks, Nicola. That's cool. You're more than welcome to stick around and hang out with us. Subscribe, okay? Hang out with us. You can go to skytourlive.org and see all of our past stuff. You can actually, if you're of a mind, you can hang out and check out other stuff. And when you go there, I warn you, there's so many photos that you might just lose a relationship because you'll get lost in it. They're so pretty. Or it can help you with one. You can actually get a beautiful print. We make them as well. You can get stuff from our Etsy store. You get a mug with a Pleiades on it, or a mug with another one of our beautiful things we've taken. Everything in our Etsy store we've done. We've taken pictures to put on. We've done thousands of pictures in the last several years, and I just enjoy doing it. And the thing is, we sometimes we'll do things over and over, like this guy. We've done Measure 66 more than one time. What we can do is we can stack all those together and make a super photo, and that's the kind of thing that we like to do. So, all right. I will be better soon, Lori. Thank you. She says, hope you feel better soon. I appreciate that. As you can tell, my voice is going, now, but that's all right. I can't stop. Somebody come over here and unplug my computer for me, please. Excuse me. Yes, it was the Y Files, 900,000 views or so, yeah. Yep. I think it's just under 900,000. I haven't looked. Nicole says, been an amateur astronomer for over 60 years. This to me is great. Oh, thanks, man. This is so cool. I appreciate that comment. We spent a lot of time getting all this stuff up and running, because remember, that's 2,600 miles away from me, that telescope up there. I was just there 2 days ago, actually servicing it, and we're looking at a new building for another scope we're putting in. We had a second scope before, but we moved it out of a desert 220 miles away from this one, and we're moving it down to this one. So our maintenance now is going to be walking 75 feet to the next building. Looking forward to that. All right. Well, I'm going to save this with this. I'm going to wait till it gets to 22. Yeah, I talked to Daryl the other day, actually today too. He may or may not be back. I don't know. He's sometimes he feels good, sometimes he doesn't. But we'll see. All right, we'll save this now. Oops. Guess what I did? Yep. I didn't identify this and save it to the right place. So what I'm going to do now is do that. Yeah. So I should have set this to Measure 66. So now it's going to complain. And then I'm going to tell it yes. And I want you to use the new one. So it's going to rename and set all that stuff up. Okay, now I can save it again. After I go to 23. And then we'll have it back there again. There we are. Okay. Once in a while I do that. I think my head's being a little stuffed up, Cool. All right, this is beautiful. Well, guys, you know what? This is great. I'm gonna head out right now. But I'll show you the closing process. We'll close up together. I like doing that with you. So this is good. And what I'll do now is we'll get rid of that. All right. And we'll pull this over here. And there's the telescope. Okay, that light you're seeing in there, that's not a light that you can see. It's infrared. So you cannot see that light. And if we look to the right side here and get out of the shadow here, we might see another scope, and we do. You notice there's another one right here. This is the guy next door, the astronomer next door. He's looking at something over there. And so we're actually working on several plans here. I can't believe I'm so excited about this stuff. We have like I said, our wide field scope is going to go in just past his over there, and then we're going to go and put the possibility of an even bigger telescope might come at some point. We're working on it. Anyway, I hope you guys have a good night, but you can watch us close up here. And what we do now is park the telescope. So let's park it. There we go. All right, now you watch. We can get rid of this too. That's the infrared camera we're looking at. We can get rid of that. Okay, that's the filter wheel right there. That's the camera. Off-axis guider and its camera are right down here. So we got a lot of good stuff here. Now that light will get occluded just in a second, just like that. And the telescope is going back to bed. I know it looks like it's going to hit, but it's not. And so it stops right there. And right now, that's its park position. So it comes down below the level of the roof. All right. So we can actually then say we're going to shut off the telescope, which I just do. See that blinking light on the telescope? Watch it go off now. Boop. There it goes. So from Connecticut, I shut off the power to the building down in Arizona. And now what I can do is I can close the entire roof. So I'm going to just disconnect first. It's going to give me an error. All right. Okay, so here we go. And I do this. Here we are. Here comes the roof. And I can show you that's coming across now. There we are. And that's it. And the building has been closed. All right. And that is it for the remainder of the night. We're not going to do anything more tonight. Cool, huh? So I hope you guys had a good time. And I will definitely be with you after I get better. All right, but I'm actually happy that you guys joined me tonight. Thank you so much. And I will talk to you on the next clear night, all right? So you guys have a good night. Keep looking up. Good night, everybody.
Stars so bright in the sky, on Arizona nights they fly. Nebulae in colors rare, galaxies beyond compare. Sky tour in the night so clear, brings the universe near. Real-time wonders to see, streaming light for you and me. Lift your eyes to the skies, universe in all its light. Sky tours bringing the views. Every night feels brand new. In the dark, the night unfolds, stories of the cosmos toll. Through the lens, a distant dream, living real like a gleam. Far away, up so high, across the stars beyond the skull. Through the lens, a distant dream, living real like a gleam. Lift your eye up so high, across the stars beyond the sky. Sky tour shows us the way, every night a new display. Lift your eyes to the skies, universe in all its light. Sky tours bringing the views, every night feels brand new. Lift your eyes to the skies, universe in all its light. Sky tours bringing the views, every night feels brand